Hello everyone. If you are a tech company and you have not at least explored the idea of getting contracts that are in the educational world or with educational institutions, you are missing out on big opportunities that are arguably easier to find and bid on compared to the federal ones, for example. And we're talking on the procurement side. I have very two specific goals of this video. The first one is convincing you, if you're not convinced yet, why you should be working with educational institutions as a tech company. And the second point is explaining to you how you can find these opportunities. And I myself spoke to universities and educational institutions like Cornell University, Columbia University, to really get to the bottom line of procurement in the educational world. And what are the contracts that are there? Let's get to it right away without wasting no time. Finding contracts in SLED, and SLED is for state, local, and education, and we're going to focus mostly on the education part today, but it will hint on the entire SLED market as a tech company. What kind of tech? As a tech company. So let's start with the convincing part, which is the opportunity. Education spending is massive. Massive is an understatement. Every year, schools, districts, and universities put out thousands of RFPs for examples: software and IT services, cybersecurity, cloud infrastructure, hardware, and networking. And this is just a quick glimpse of what they could potentially be asking for. It's a multi-billion-dollar market with a B for tech companies, but most don't realize how much non-federal money is being spent across education systems. So we know that these educational institutions and education boards are looking for tech solutions all the time. And we know that it's a billion-dollar industry. Now, what is the problem? So if it's so amazing, why is it not so as popular as federal contracting or as other industries, for example, where this is the problem? The problem lays here. Unlike federal contracts that all live in one website, at least for federal side, they all live on standard gov, regardless of how messy the website itself is, but all the contracts are in one place at least. In comparison, there is no central database for education opportunities. Each educational board and each university will have their own procurement website, procurement office, etc., etc. So every state, city, and school district posts RFPs on its own website, sometimes as outdated PDFs, sometimes buried under multiple clicks, and sometimes not indexed anywhere at all, and it's living in emails. And there are over 13,000 K-12 school districts in the US. So imagine how many websites you would have to go through if you are trying to look for tech contracts in the educational world with school districts, aside from the universities, which there's also a bigger piece of the pie there. So keeping up with all those portals manually, it is literally impossible. The results: your next education contract might be hiding on a district's page that no one will ever find and no one will ever check, which leads to the result: tech companies spend hours, at least every week, just trying to find open RFPs, jumping between tabs, signing up for dozens of vendor portals, and still missing opportunities. By the time you'll finally find a contract that fits, the deadline's already passed. And when it comes to tech companies, we don't usually have enough resources to have a capture team that is specifically meant for going and finding these opportunities. And even if we have the resources, our focus is mostly going to be on other aspects of the business when it comes to tech, that spending hours weekly is not a good strategy. And that pain point made us come up with the solution, which is SamSearch. I'm going to be walking you through how to find educational contracts specifically for tech within minutes. Forget hours. We're going to go to SamSearch, which is samsearch.co, and we'll go to the capture tab under search, and we'll head to state, local, and education. From here, we're going to scroll down and we can narrow down our filters by state, county, city, local, but we're just going to choose education. And now we're going to look for cybersecurity contracts that are educational. And the nice thing about this search is that it's semantic. What that means, and not expecting to really explain the technicality a lot here because this is for a tech company, so I would assume that there's already an understanding of that aspect. But government websites and state and educational portals use keyword search, so it would have to be matching the term with the title. And as you can see here, we looked up cybersecurity, and the first title does not mention cybersecurity in it. It's E-Rate Firewall. But if we go through the AI summary right here, we see that it's a cybersecurity solution contract, and we see here that it's a state and in the Public Schools Board. Another example, Lone Star College is looking for cybersecurity contracts. Let's look for network contracts, since we know schools depend a lot on networks a lot of times. And we see here that there's this contract. We see that it's a network equipment and network services. The first thing that you'll notice is that after getting the AI Smart Summary, we have a lot of attachments here. And another aspect of the problem is having to skim through these opportunities and make a decision on them quick. You have the opportunity here to summarize any of of these attachments, or even better, chat specifically with this contract and ask it any question you can think about, whether it's the summary, the explanation, the compliance matrix, the tech requirements, etc., etc. And from here, you can make your assessment if this is a good bid for you or not. From here, you can click on Start Journey, and you'll find all the contracts and all the bids you are working on in one place. I'm sure anyone that is in the tech industry will appreciate the Scrum or the sprints, maybe not appreciate, but will understand the reason behind it, and you'll have a version of it right here. Lastly, if we are interested in a specific search, we can go down here and, for example, network search, we're going to go on save search, and we'll hit off the spawn, go on the frequency. For example, we can do daily, weekly, or monthly. We'll select weekly, and now every week I will get an email with the top results of network opportunities that are educational, because we have that filter active. And that way I make sure I don't miss on any opportunity that is published. And you can set up those alerts for not just educational or state and local contracts. You can set them up for federal, forecast, subcontracting, grants, or even SBIR, SCTRs, which is the Small Business Innovation Research Funding. To sum everything up, that is the reason why we built SamSearch. We want to track all the SLED opportunities from over 5,000 verified websites, all in one dashboard. And as you saw, you can filter by education, you can use keyword or smart AI search, and you can get instant alerts when RFPs go live. We wanted to eliminate the no more manual search. It takes so much time and it's very wasteful to our very limited resources. And then you can just have one place to see every education contract that really matters, and you can skim through those that matter a lot quicker than usual with the AI features that are provided. And then the result of that, you will save hours every week. You don't miss on educational RFPs again. And then the best part, you end up spending that time writing these proposals instead of hunting for contracts. If your company sells to schools, districts, or universities, this is how you stay ahead. And if you don't already, this is where you can get started. If you enjoyed this video, I have another video of my 2026 predictions for tech companies when it comes to federal contracting. And please hit the subscribe button, because I will be providing a lot more content on tech companies and procurement service. And thank you for watching.